This is Art Market Minute from ArtNet Pro. I'm Margaret Kerrigan. This week, we're turning our attention to the Middle East, a region that's become one of the most closely watched in the art market today. From major gallery openings to high-profile museum projects and blockbuster cultural investments across the globe, the Gulf states in particular have been rapidly expanding their art world footprint. Dubai has long hosted Art Dubai and drawn blue-chip dealers, but in the last year, Saudi Arabia has attracted auction houses like Sotheby's and Christie's. And now Qatar is stepping into the spotlight. In 2026, Art Basel has said it will launch a new edition in the capital city of Doha the first week of February, with Egyptian artist Wael Shawky overseeing artistic direction. As the US, European, and Chinese markets slow, the Middle East is emerging as a key growth region for the art industry. But could rising political tensions in the region affect this? Joining me to unpack what this all means is Vivian Chow, ArtNet's reporter and co-founder of the biweekly newsletter, The Asia Pivot. Welcome back, Vivian.
Thanks for having me.
So you and I have been reporting on the Middle East market more and more over the last couple of years. The region has been growing its cultural infrastructure rapidly over the last decade or more, launching mega museums and collections. And while there have been some fairs in the region, they have really been more regional. But now the Gulf's commercial scene is really starting to come to the fore. What do you think's driving this now?
There are a lot of factors at play. The region has put in a lot of money into museums and cultural events. For example, Louvre Abu Dhabi and the Sharjah Biennial, just to name two. Some major collectors have emerged over the past decade too, such as Qatar's royal family, which has been a driving force of the country's art development. This has laid the groundwork for the growth of a more international art economy, especially since the region is more friendly to cash from Russia and China than other Western markets. These other markets have also rapidly changed in the last 2 years amid broader economic shifts. That includes the major art hubs of the US, China, and Europe, all of which have seen a contraction in total art sales, as we detailed in our latest intelligence report. In London, there's been a defection of high net worth individuals over the last year to more tax-friendly terrains like Dubai and Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, and to your point about contraction in some markets, we've seen growth in others over the last few years too. That includes Africa and South Asia especially, and of course the Gulf region is a convenient midpoint between those two. An art fair professional told me that South Asian collectors have long been active at Dubai's fair. Have you also noticed this in your reporting around Asia, and will other Asian collectors come to the region, do you think?
There has been a lot of buzz around the growth of the art scene in South Asia, especially India. And like the Gulf, these regions with a larger young population than other Western countries, which I think is really key. We've seen Art Dubai, which celebrates its 20th anniversary next year, grow its executive team strategically in the last few months, adding 2 hires from Art Basel, including the curator Alexei Glaskender from Art Basel Hong Kong. So she'll definitely bring a wealth of contacts and knowledge from that region. And of course, Art Basel itself announced a Doha edition that will launch next February, with the express intent of reaching the South Asian market. However, the Qatar Fair faces a tight calendar. The India Art Fair runs in Delhi from February 5th to 8th, and Ramadan begins on February 17th. In mid-March, Hong Kong's Art Week will be underway.
Yeah, art events in the Gulf are now facing some other challenges in the region too, aren't they? Conflict between Israel and Iran accelerated swiftly in June, with the US intervening and bombing Iran's nuclear sites. Iran then retaliated and bombed US bases across the Persian Gulf and Qatar. As of the day we're recording this, an uneasy ceasefire has been called, but even if it holds, lingering tension could erode business sentiment in the region. You were just at Art Basel in Basel in June. Was this a topic of discussion there, and did it affect the fair?
I was told that some collectors and fair participants couldn't make it to Basel or had trouble returning home because of the flight chaos caused by the war. Some gallerists I spoke to were also concerned about the kind of art they could bring and the stuff they could send should they apply for the Qatar Fair, as homosexuality is illegal there. I asked Vincenzo De Bellis, Art Basel's Director of Fairs, if this current conflict will have any repercussions for the Qatar event. And he basically said, we'll have to wait and see. But regardless, I think we will still see the influence of the Middle East expanding within the art world, especially with the Qatar Pavilion opening at the Venice Biennale next year, and several big money cultural exchange deals that Saudi Arabia has struck with nations like the UK and France. And Christie's will be having its third Arab art exhibition this summer in London.
Yeah, it seems like we've definitely turned a corner, but it's unclear exactly where the road leads from here. Thanks so much, Vivian.
Thank you.
That's it for this week. You can get more details on these stories on news.artnet.com. Make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever else you get your podcasts to stay up to date on the latest news in the art market. And please also take a minute to rate and review us to help others discover what we're doing. Art Market Minute is produced by Sonia Manalili and me, Margaret Kerrigan. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.